AEW is arguably running its biggest event of 2024. Now, they had some great success with Revolution, Sting's final match, sending him off in style. A legit professional wrestling icon was given the opportunity to go out on top and given a send-off befitting his station. It's very rare that you have that opportunity, and it's even more rare to do it on the grand stage. And with the care and detail that they did, but they did end up pulling it off, so good on them. And then, yes, following that up, a couple weeks later with a tentpole episode of Dynamite and Big Business running the Boston Gardens with the anticipation, the very high likelihood that they're going to kick off the show with one of their ready-made stars that they've apparently had under contract since January or the end of 2023, and the former Sasha Banks now running under the moniker Mercedes Mone. She is, for what it's worth, and I'm actually a fan. Like, I think that she's incredibly talented inside the ring for sure, and she is one of the best heels in the women's division. With her personality and her work, the fact that she is such a diminutive woman, she can sell her ass off, and there's a lot of ass there to sell, and she makes her opponents look good. It's just all of that weird trying to make her, a baby face, and then just dragging out that protracted run. Will they, won't they, with Bayley and on the main roster during the empty arena era. It's like, you just completely and totally fumbled the bag. So now that she's going to have the opportunity to do something in a less controlled environment, be incredibly interesting. And obviously, she's kind of a star outside of wrestling as well. So outside of Punk, this is the biggest mainstream signing that AEW has made. And frankly, it was something that, I was anticipating watching, covering, maybe doing something a little bit more of, because if you guys have been around the channel for a minute, I'm a fan of AEW, okay? I haven't been that hot on the Fed product for a very long time growing up as a professional wrestling fan. In the halcyon days of the Monday Night Wars, and then even trudging through a vast majority of the Ruthless Aggression type stuff. And a legit alternative, TNA was always trying to be WWE just on a different channel. When he had a more, work-based, grounded alternative pop up, hey, I was a big fan. I've been talking about AEW and my appreciation for the brand since the beginning of my channel. You can go all the way back. Within the first 50 videos that I put out, I had a video praising AEW, so I'm not no fair weather fan. I've been around for a minute. In the lead up to bringing in somebody that's going to put their women's division on the map. The fact that they just debuted Okada in a beautiful way. Fantastic. Dickhead Okada is best Okada, okay? And the opportunities there are endless, but in finding out this story over the weekend and all of the different context surrounding it, yeah, man, this puts a gigantic damper on AEW, and at least for the time being, I know I'm out. There's going to have to be something else that's really going to have to drag me back in, especially the way. It's not like I'm a big fan of Kevin Kelly, obviously, being at the time, me hopping on the professional bandwagon, or professional wrestling bandwagon, back in the cut when Kevin Kelly was still involved with WWE. Hell, he made a lot of those Rock promos a little bit more than just him spouting off catchphrases. If you go back and watch some of that Rock stuff, okay, getting way too much love here, and I think he's getting exposed now in his current run, but that's, we don't need to talk about the Fed right now. We're talking about AEW and its own follies, which I haven't been blind to. Obviously, they were doing some questionable stuff, getting roped into the whole Speak Up movement that got a bunch of people blacklisted for no good reason, outside of a couple of untalented females felt a certain way and got some guys at the top just taken out of the business, and also ended up killing off a company for the time being in ROH. The Marty Scurll situation, that guy got done incredibly dirty. That's another topic for another time. Yeah, AEW sending Jimmy Havoc and Sammy Guevara off for re-education, sensitivity training in 2020 and I think 2021, but I think, later stages of 2020, especially for Havoc. I think Guevara was around the same time because of previous things that they've done. It's like, it's kind of goofy, but they've kind of walked pretty decent line by letting some of their performers profess their love and adulation for Black Lives Matter. But now that all that grift has kind of been exposed, don't really see Top Flight rocking those armbands too much anymore. Then also, allowing the more conservative-minded workers voice their own opinion, kind of staying out of that stuff and doing a decent job with it, okay, for as far as I can tell. Then to see a situation like this, firing Kevin Kelly, or him defending himself from slanderous attack, yeah, that's a bridge too far for me. Absolutely disgusting. So Kevin Kelly was removed by AEW's roster page on Thursday. No official announcement, at least I haven't seen any yet, but Kevin Kelly is reportedly no longer a part of the AEW broadcast team. PW Torch reports that Kelly has been fired by AEW. Kelly had been an announcer with 04 AEW Collision since the show premiered June 2023, and the entire creation of that show, coupled with Rampage, coupled with, the purchase of Ring of Honor, kind of led to the deteriorating quality of AEW. If we're going to be completely honest, they might have been able, if Tony Khan didn't have his abilities stretched so thin by booking Ring of Honor, by also having that totally worthless Rampage show, you could have got away with 2 shows. Okay, if you wanted to have the 1 hour Rampage spinoff, I don't know, that wasn't really drawing, and then Collision on Saturday, could have got away with it if you had the bifurcated roster, because there are a lot of good workers, and I don't actually hold it against Tony for signing up all of the good talent that's out there that is available. It's the exact same thing that the Fed does. And if you have the means and if you have the position to do that, well, by all means, it just means more people are getting work. Fantastic. More people are getting paid. But some people want to hold that against them. Oh, you're just going down the TNA route. No, going down the TNA route would be scooping up a former Fed guy and then immediately strapping a rocket to his back and putting the world title on him. No, he doesn't do that. But the presentation between late 22 and basically CM Punk's entire run was it was fraught with frenetic booking and a kind of a lack of leadership. Okay, let's keep it a buck. Given CM Punk free reign when he has left every single company in a worse position than he entered it in, it's probably a bad decision. Blinded by the star power that you had right there, obviously, and it just, ended up setting the company back, that of which they've yet to recover, but they're really setting themselves up well for 2024 until they start to allow ideological positions like this to happen. We haven't even got into it. But okay, on Thursday, March 7th, Kelly was removed from the roster page on AEW's website. Meltzer was told that the situation was an internal matter, but we have context for that. Kelly sent out a tweet last weekend claiming that he had been benched in AEW due to being libeled by ROH announcer Ian, I ran as a Democrat and am a total head case, Riccaboni. I'm not telling tales out of school on that one because we've got some leaked Discord messages, which, this scumbag right here. As it's pointed out, Riccaboni admitted that the Discord posts were made by him and said he didn't know how Discord worked. No, he just made these slanderous posts, okay? Here's what he had to say, okay? That was not the information I was given at the time. I entered into my agreement, but I suppose things change all the time. And somebody, I guess, I actually don't know how Discord works. I've used it once. I used it once to talk to somebody who was insistent that we talk on Discord, and it's okay, fine. But outside of that, I legitimately don't know how this works. So if I'm reading this out of turn, forgive me on that. So him responding to Ian, as it's posted right there, Ian, it's time to take matters into your own hands. What are you talking about? Also, had no idea he was going to promote QAnon movies, or else I might have made a different suggestion. I suppose that his name was always in the mix, but that QAnon stuff kind of breaks my heart a bit. I've got words for him. And then continues the spurg out. There's that, and there is directly supporting something that is a half step away from claiming that there are children in the basement of a pizza. Oh my God. And of course, he's got the soy face avatar on Discord. I don't even know if I have an avatar. I would legitimately have to go check it out. It's been years since I've used it. 2020, I think. A claim that has led to attempted and actual violence that has consumed the mental health of many, disappointed in a lot of it. What are you talking about? Blowing that, I was the surprise Collision commentator, and then saying, without tagging me, that nobody should wear a cowboy hat in the same day I announced I signed, and all the other petty stuff. I'm over it. I muted him on all socials. If he's going around saying he wants lower taxes, whatever, less government intervention on things, okay, promoting a movies whose funders got busted for... Oh, wow, imagine that. I actually did a video on that, because you know what movie he's referencing, if it's not obvious already? Kevin Kelly supported Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom. These absolute ideological leftist weirdos got it in their brain. Their NPC programming has them believe that Sound of Freedom, the anti-trafficking movie, somehow tied up with QAnon. Like, what are you doing? Who even, outside of leftist circles, nobody talks about QAnon. And oh yeah, or the one founder that was there, oh, he had a prior conviction that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I forget the details of the story, mostly because YouTube struck it off my channel for some stupid reason. Video's still up on Rumble, by the way, but that guy, he donated like $20 to the Kickstarter to make this happen. Oh, a funder, a backer. Right. If you want to play, you know, how many people who fund a leftist project have to inform their neighbors when they move into a new area, you'd be here all goddamn day. But then that's also a little bit deceiving because leftists never support their own artistic endeavors. They just tear down other people's. Anyways, yeah, if you look through his stuff at a lineup, as they happen, there's all kinds of shots at me all the time dating back. Wow, you're taking this personally, huh? But remember, Ian Riccaboni, he's still employed by AEW. He's still the voice of Ring of Honor on that pathetic streaming site. He's laying out this laundry list of concerns that, dating back to 2016 or 17 when I took over from him and started getting good press. Why I despise wrestling journalists. I put them below games journalists for good reason. There's one I never forgot, 2018. We did Cody versus Kenny. Yeah, for Supercard of Honor. I watched that match. Disappointing because they hot shot one of the biggest angles from New Japan just so Ring of Honor could have a marquee event. WrestleMania 34 weekend, the one in New Orleans, right? Yeah. There was a problem with Honor Club. It was crashing early on during the event. Yeah, the site or the service hasn't gotten any better. Okay. Someone tagged me in a post asking for a technical support, but I responded that I was really sorry and they experienced that, but I couldn't do anything about why are you responding to shit while you were on air? Yeah, there wasn't anything I could do because I was on air. Stop looking at your phone, you perpetually online weirdo. And he quote tweeted it saying about how this is what was wrong with me, ROH, etc. Yeah, being terminally online, you lying whore, because that's what you're doing right here. I've tried to remain cordial. He's opened the door to NJPW to me. Oh yeah, that job that Kevin Kelly left to be the commentator on Collision. It almost looks like the Bad Blood only went one way. Oh, okay. But you don't forget shots like that. Yeah, he's opened up the door to work New Japan for me. And I was too untalented to get work over there. Fantastic stuff, but I was getting good press. The hat thing, and then him choosing to give his notice, which affects my agreement, as you can imagine were the last straws. Just truly unnecessary, petty bullshit. But he's the guy who's complaining about somebody else liking a video and promoting a video. That was the biggest indie hit of 2023. Yeah, who's the petty one? Kevin Kelly. I was trying to get, like, concrete proof. Anything really as to why he ended up getting canned, if he's been canned, what the official word is, because outside of having your roster page removed, don't really know what that means. I don't know what that means, but why would I delete the truth? And who are you? Yeah, him going into the details after the, Ian Riccaboni Discord. Oh, I don't know how Discord works. Those are my messages, but I don't know how it works. He gets into this long battle with this stupid guy using a Simpsons goat avatar, which is like, Kevin, okay, if you're going to criticize Ian for being terminally online, take your own advice. But the idea of what I bring to the table is lost there because Ian libeled me. Kind of seems like that. So I sit in the bench, valued by my peers, waiting to get my number called. People normally delete tweets. Yeah, it's worth it. I was pushing for action in the conversation regarding what happened. Kevin, a lot of things about how you handled this are baffling. Defending himself. Okay, you have a sped that's out there saying that you're one step away from bringing back the Comet Pizza type shit. Like, what are we doing here that you haven't said, and which of Ian's comments are libel? Can you at least clarify that? Oh, I just did. Because the ones that I saw pertain to the statements you made publicly, all of which can be verified. Where do you go out of your way to intentionally mischaracterize my raising awareness of global horrors of child trafficking to the fringe conspiracy theory that everybody knows is bullshit in order to hurt my career and standing in the industry? And at very least is libelous. Very true. But yeah, is that seriously it? Yeah, because you just go back and then they just continue to bicker on. I'll link to the thread if you'd like to read the rest of it, because this absolute fucking paragon of intellect goes and links to a Vice Media article. Yeah, exactly. The place that's shutting down. Good faith debater that we have right there, disgruntled goat. Yeah, okay, so you have a scumbag thinking that they can go ahead and say whatever they want out of school, and then because he's also talking with other like-minded scumbags, leaks those conversations. And then Kevin comes back and says, yeah, that shit that he was talking, not good. Very not good. I don't think that that reflects my positions appropriately. And who ends up getting repercussions for their actions? All right, Kevin Kelly, the guy who did absolutely nothing wrong. Ian Riccaboni can continue to broadcast for the literal dozens of people that still have an Honor Club subscription. Makes me sick to my stomach at a time when I was really hyping up. You can go back not that long ago, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about everything that was going on in regards to wrestling and why I'm so excited for the industry. But this right here pours all the cold water on my hype for this business. AEW can absolutely rot for all I care. They're going to have to go leaps and bounds in order to win me back as anybody who gives a shit. Continue to just play to those fringe weirdos that you're trying to appeal to, okay? Because if your ratings have anything to go on, they keep on declining the same way that they have been over the past year, because it's been over a year since they popped 1 million people watching their show. We won't have to worry about Ian having to renegotiate his contract because they're going to be shutting their doors, or at least vastly slashing their employees. Things don't turn around soon. I don't know how you take a look at the wider conversation, realize that, oh, going down that pathway has never worked out well for any company, but we'll be able to do it this time. God damn it, man. You don't put faith in companies because they're always going to disappoint you by doing something absolutely stupid. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.